I need to say I'm sorry. I voted for him. I thought he was going to help folks like me. I really did. Now my SNAP's gone, my Medicaid's gone. They cut off my heat and help last week. I don't know how I'm supposed to buy groceries next month or keep the lights on. I ain't got no...
The fact that your situation, your life, has not gotten better. They do it so you won't notice that at the same time that they're helping the wealthiest, most powerful people in the country consolidate more wealth and more power, your bills are still going up.
Facts!
Let's talk about the Trump supporters that are losing their jobs. Last night I was out in Chicago and these three guys started talking to me and they were all from Naperville. And they asked what I did for work and I said, oh, like I make educational content. And the guy was like, oh, are you one of those like liberals? Like, are you one of those like lefties? And he was so serious. Like he just continued to like mock me and make fun of my content. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave this conversation. And he goes, yeah, it's because of you guys that my mom just lost her job. And I was intrigued. I was like, why did your mom lose her job? What did she do for work? And he goes, oh, well, she was in the military. She's a veteran, but then she was working at this office for the last few years and they just let her go. I look him dead in the face. I'm like, do you think your mom was a DEI hire? Because veterans are a protected class. And now that they don't have to hire her anymore, then they let her go. He goes, that's so true. He doesn't believe me. He looks it up and just the color just like drains from his face. And the guy with him was a research assistant after just graduating from university. And his position was just terminated because of lack of federal funding from the federal government, which is thanks to fucking Trump. So newsflash, DEI doesn't just mean black people. So in fact, what's happening on a federal level is going to affect you too. You aren't special just because you're white. Everyone's getting them. Okay, bye.
And yes, the MAGAs are regretting their votes. They are leaving MAGA as a right now, okay? Donald Trump is a really unpopular president, okay? It's a lot of people that regret their votes, and here we're gonna talk about them, okay? In Twitter, in True Social, you can just see how the MAGA nuts are in full revolt, and I'm gonna bring you some of those clips in here for you can see how MAGA is in full revolt right now, and they don't want anything to be with Donald Trump. They are finally waking up slowly but for sure. Don't forget the MAGA is a cult. They had their own planet, okay? Please don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Help us to support liberal media, subscribing to my channel and giving a like. And stay towards the end because this video is going to be really interesting. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for the super tents. Thank you so much for the cash app. Thank you for the money for coffee that you guys always send me. You guys make me feel so good every time that I get a reward. It's like a reward for me for doing this job. I do it with all the love that I can. And guys, you guys are amazing. I'm so grateful to have you guys, to have my community, my subscribers. And I just wanted to say thank you for the bottom of my heart. I so highly appreciate it. And I'm like a kid in the candy store every time that I receive money for coffee. So stay towards the end.
This dude right here, or this person right here, is quite the potty mouth. So this one's titled, "The F Your Feelings crowd surely seem overly sensitive about their own feelings, laughing my butt off." So this person named Cracker said back in August of 2024, Cracker says, "I can guarantee Michigan is not blue. We are bleeding blood red. Trump all the way. I get arms raised, fist out the window when I drive by, or will roll down the window to tell me they love my sticker. Trump is taking Michigan unless they cheat like mofos again." So that's what Cracker said back in August. So this is what Cracker is saying today. I went to his page and he is dropping the F-bombs a lot. So I'll just be saying freaking instead of the F-bomb that he drops. He says, "POTUS, not sure what planet you're on, but we are fighting for our freaking lives, and we voted for you to represent we the people in America, not freaking Argentina and fake butt Israel. I am one of your biggest supporters. I have traveled across the country, donated, and went without to support you all 3 times. And this is how you repay MAGA? Israel first, Argentina first, and we are freaking broke and last. I work 60 hours a freaking week, and I'm only supporting me. I am freaking drowning for freak sakes. I can afford to eat one freaking meal a day, as it costs at least 100 mother freaking dollars a week for hardly any food. My rent is so freaking high. I could have purchased a mansion 10 years ago. My two young adult sons with educations and skills cannot find a freaking job that pays more than $15 an hour, and they have families with kids. Sir, you can eat poop. This is not what I voted for. Freaking illegals still on welfare and Medicaid. No, they're not. No, they're not. And home loans through FHA that we cannot qualify for. Go freak yourself. Donald Trump Jr., Eric Trump. Not sure what happened to your dad, but ever since the assassination of Charlie Kirk, he has done nothing but betray the people. We are not stupid. Bibi the bastard Satan spawn is out to unalive your father and us, and we see your freaking disaster sister and brother-in-law simping for the fake Jews. The Bible warns us all about the fake freaking Jews in the fake country of Israel. Israel is a person, not a country. You all need to read a Bible. Your dad is pretty guaranteeing a loss for everyone. No one is going to vote. No one is going to vote for anyone with AIPAC handlers, and we say bring it on. Either we get our effing country back from Israel with POTUS help, or we will do it our effing selves. Constitution is real, effing clear about aiding and abetting the enemy. That was a lot. This dude Cracker was really, really mad, and he had reshared this video of Donald Trump talking about Argentina having no money because they are fighting for their lives. And the people here in America, poor MAGA, fixed income MAGA, Medicaid MAGA, they're struggling and they are upset about this whole Argentina thing.
We didn't vote for Trump because we wanted lower prices. We voted for him because we want him to make our country safe. This is the new level of cope that we are seeing from Trump supporters as they are so desperate to defend Donald Trump's actions. Even though Republicans were whining for months over how pricey everything was under the Biden administration, now that Trump is actually making things more expensive, they suddenly switch up real quick to talk about how they really just care about safety and they don't really mind things being more expensive. What happened to all the Republicans complaining about the price of eggs or how inflation was so out of control under Joe Biden's presidency? Y'all are real quiet now. Most embarrassing part for Trump supporters is the fact that Canada is specifically implementing higher prices and tariffs onto Republican states only. I wish I could say I feel bad for you, but honestly, you get what you voted for, and you're about to find out. So in conclusion, not only is Trump not bringing inflation down, but he's actually making things more expensive for you and your families. Good job.
I was afforded the opportunity to go onto a podcast today and share my story, how I went from being a MAGA, Trump-loving conservative to the independent free thinker that I am today. And it's crazy to think that it's been 4 years since I evolved and made my change. And my transformation started at the height of the Black Lives Matter movement. 2020, I was a diehard Trumper. At the same time, we had the George Floyd and Black Lives Matter protests. And I remember saying to myself, we are tolerant of every group of people in this country unless you're a white, straight, conservative, Christian male. Then you're under attack. I said that we're blamed for everything that's gone wrong in this country. It's our fault that our ancestors owned slaves, and we could never shake this bad rap that we've gotten. And basically it was poor me, poor me, poor me. Every time I would tell somebody else to stop being the victim, I was projecting because I wanted to be the victim. I wanted to be oppressed so bad. And what I found out was that marginalized groups were not the cause of my problems. Black people were not the cause of my problems. Hispanic people, gay people, trans people. None of these groups of demographics of people were the reason why I was unhappy. I went to college. I was drafted by the Atlanta Braves. I signed with the Atlanta Braves. I played professional baseball for a few years before I ended up losing everything to mental health, substance abuse issues, to the point where I ended up homeless and then did 10 years in prison. It was everybody else's fault but my own. And Trump spoke to that mediocrity in me. He spoke to that selfishness and that self-centered. I say it all the time. Trump didn't make me racist. He didn't make me xenophobic. He didn't make me misogynistic. He didn't make me homophobic. He didn't make me transphobic. What he did do was embolden me to be that person that I already was. And if you take a look around society today, we see a bunch of this. Emboldened Trumpers living out their isms and their phobias with impunity. And MAGA literally celebrates mediocrity. Look at Trump. 6 bankruptcies, 34 felonies, really $400 million inheritance to really not do anything himself other than slap his name on some hotels. Look at his administration, Pete Hegseth. Look what he's done with the Secretary of Defense. Look at RFK Jr. and what he's done with the Human Health Services. And what I've come to realize is that Donald Trump has made mediocre white men feel safe again. And as long as they continue to support Trump, they never have to learn anything new again in their life. They can be comfortable in their mediocrity.
I'm making this video because I voted for Trump. And a lot of my followers are Trump supporters. And I fully expect that I will probably lose a lot of friends and followers because of this opinion. First of all, if we are friends and you can't see past politics to continue being my friend, I just want to say I don't hold any ill will towards you. I totally understand if you feel the need to unfollow me, block me, and not be my friend anymore. I respect it completely. I just don't think we have the same Donald Trump that we had circa 2016 to 2020. This is not the same man. Somewhere along the way, he lost his way. To deny help to tornado victims. Then I heard he denied further assistance from FEMA to North Carolina. This is not the man we voted for. If you are upper middle class or below, I don't see how any of us are faring well under this president. And how long are we just gonna close our eyes to it and pretend it's not happening because it's him? And at least it wasn't the other guy. I will no longer stand by and pretend that I have hope in this president, because I don't. This past weekend, what he did last night was 1,000,000% unacceptable. And if any other president did that, everybody would be losing their marbles. The cuts he made to programs that help lower income people, these secret dinners with people wearing masks. It's just craziness at this point, guys. And I just can no longer stand here and say I support it, because I don't. No, I'm not a Democrat. I don't trust the government at all. But I just hope our friendships are strong enough that you guys don't base it just on something political. But understand, I fully expect that I will lose friendships. And I'm sorry to see you go, but I hope you can understand my side as well.
We have another how it started. I told you I have quite a few. So this one, back in October, this person named Islander671 is responding to a post from Leading Report. That report says federal employees throughout the executive branch are reportedly panicking at the thought of another Trump administration, fearing they could lose their jobs. And then Islander says, I'm a federal employee and I'm not panicking. I go to work and do my job to my full potential, and I have strong ethical values. I'm not scared because I'm doing my job and not following the woke agenda. Trump 2024. And then back on October 2nd, Islander said, well, folks, this is why you vote for Donald Trump, because he puts Americans first. Trump 2024. So that's Islanders. Oh, and this is where he's talking about FEMA and how the Biden administration didn't do enough or have enough money through FEMA, even though we see how that ended up with Donald Trump and his administration deciding to just get rid of FEMA and make the states clean up for themselves. So Islander is resharing this video where Donald Trump is talking about Argentina and beef and all of that. And Islander is not particularly happy because Islander is also unhealthy MAGA. Islander says, Mr. President, I am a USA Army veteran with stage 4 cancer. I served my country proud and I am fighting for my... Islander 671 is responding to a post from Leading Report. That report says federal employees throughout the executive branch are reportedly panicking at the thought of another Trump administration, fearing they could lose their jobs. And then Islanders says, I'm a federal employee and I'm not panicking. I go to work and do my job to my full potential, and I have strong ethical values. I'm not scared because I'm doing my job and not following the woke agenda. Trump 2024. And then back on October 2nd, Islander said, well, folks, this is why you vote for Donald Trump, because he puts Americans first. Trump 2024. So that's Islanders. Oh, and this is where he's talking about FEMA and how the Biden administration didn't do enough or have enough money through FEMA, even though we see how that ended up with Donald Trump and his administration deciding to just get rid of FEMA and make the states clean up for themselves. So Islander is resharing this video where Donald Trump is talking about Argentina and beef and all of that. And Islander is not particularly happy because Islander is also unhealthy MAGA. Islander says, Mr. President, I am a USA Army veteran with stage 4 cancer. I served my country proud and I am fighting for my life. Me and my family can barely make it. I voted for you in 2016 and 2020. I convinced my whole family to vote for you in 2024. Help our country. So he's poor MAGA, he's veteran MAGA, and he's poor MAGA. That sucks, but this is what they voted for. They voted for a con man that doesn't give a damn about them.
I voted for Trump, and I don't agree with him taking away the EBT benefits from the American people. This is what I just heard a creator say. And so now my thought process is, were you not aware of what you were voting for? Not who, but what. Because clearly you could not have been fully aware. So then that makes me think, when most people are voting, like, with this past election, were we just making votes because Trump was a white man and Kamala is a black woman or a woman? Is that what your vote was based on, rather than what was going to come into play from each of these candidates? This is why we have to read. We have to read to understand why we are making the choices that we are making. This is mind-boggling.
No, I want an answer to that, because that's your slogan, make America great again. When was America great for you?
Okay. That is, American great is our freedom.
Freedom. Your freedom? Or all of our freedom?
Everybody's freedom.
Everybody's freedom. So
yes.
When was America great for all of us?
When our forefathers.
Forefathers, the ones that own people?
No.
Which ones?
You have to look at the history. You got to look at the history.
I am. I'm asking you, which for? George Washington owned 300 people and went after a few of them for running away. They signed a constitution that made black people, enslaved black people, 3/5 of a human being. I don't think it was great then, if you're asking me, a black woman.
Right, but you have to understand
what
our history to get where we are today. What's happening is our media.
No, Jackie, because again, if you can't walk me through the greatness of America and how you want to restore it to a place where it was great before, your whole argument falls apart. So walk me through when America was great.
Okay, so America has been great forever. Now the problem is the people.
For who though? No, I can't wait, because you need to answer the question. And again, you call up, and I'm glad, Mississippi. I love the state. You're a Trump supporter, which I want to get into the reasons behind that. But it's all around this freedom thing and this greatness thing, and we need to settle on what that looks like for you. And for me, and then for all of us, because if it's not going to be great for all of us, then it's not great for any of us, Jackie.
Well, my question is, why don't you think it's great? Because I've grown up, and
No. You answer my question first, please.
Okay. So you're asking me when it was great. It's been great. It has been great.
It has been great. So slavery was great. Trail of Tears was great. The Chinese Exclusion Act, great. The Japanese internment, great. That was great. Jim Crow was great. Back of the bus, colors only water fountains. Let me see. Brown versus Board of Ed. Oh, the throwing of tomatoes at little girls. The bombing of a church with little girls in it. That was great. The hanging of hundreds and thousands of black people, burning down towns in the 1920s. The draft riots in New York because of people having to fight for freedom. Freedom is liberty is everything, right? Liberty is everything. That was a great America to you?
Okay.
Okay, you can't just say, okay, was it great or not?
It's people that make it bad.
People make it bad. Yes, racist people, horrible people, genocidal people make it bad. You're absolutely right.
It's all about people that...
And we all know what MAGA meant to say every time that they say we just want American to go back to the time the American was great. Okay? We know exactly what they mean. Okay? We know exactly what they mean, because I like how this lady, she just went over like, where were the founder fathers? And she was like, yes, when the founder fathers, they own people. They own 300 people. So when it was great? No, because of, America was always great. We know what they want, okay? We know what they want. We know what the MAGA cult want, okay? They just don't care about the economy. They just don't care if they can survive. They just don't care. As soon as they can see other people, brown people, black people, doing worse than them, they just don't care, okay? That's what they want. They want America to be great again, but we know what they really mean when they say they want to make America great again. Okay, so stay towards the end because this video is gonna be really interesting.
What is he doing, man? This is not what I voted for. Isn't what you voted for? Brother, this is exactly what you voted for. Well, he never said he was going to do any of this. He said he was going to do all of this. I mean, it was an open book test, and now you're telling me that you showed up and you didn't even know there was a book? Well, I was focused on his fiscal policy. His fiscal policy? He has bankrupt 6 different businesses. You wouldn't lend $100 to a guy that's gone bankrupt once, and now you're saying that he was the best choice to lead the most complex economy in the world? Those businesses were just bad investments. They were casinos. They're basically the most bankrupt-proof business model on the planet. People just give you money and you don't need to give it back. I mean, I was focused on his stance on immigration. His whole stance on immigration was, I don't like Mexicans, so let's create pop-up internment camps that are alligator infested and sell merch for it. Well, they did immigrate here illegally, and that makes them criminals. The guy who told you that is literally a felon married to an immigrant that got here under false pretenses. At least there'll be no tax on tips if the bill passes. Yeah, you're right. Instead of having to pay taxes on your tips, we're only gonna have millions of Americans losing their health care, massive slashes to food programs and clean energy progress, while adding $4 trillion to the national debt ceiling. And the only people that are getting actual tax breaks are the guys that already have everything, because they won't be satisfied until you have nothing. But thank God you won't have to pay taxes on the tips that you already underreport. Okay, well now you're just fear-mongering. It's not fear-mongering if all I'm doing is telling you the facts and you just so happen to not like it.
I miss who I was before Donald Trump came into power. It's hard enough being a human, an adult, a woman, a mother, but waking up every day with this sense of dread and rage. I miss the person I used to be. I miss the country I thought we were.
I was a Trump supporter. I don't know how long I can keep doing this.
You should have stopped years ago, but continue.
I have a construction company, and not a fucking thing is getting done.
So here we are, in the midst of the consequences of our own actions. Got it. Continue.
This is what I get.
Yes.
This is what I fucking get. Nothing but white boys. It takes 4 days to do a one-day job. I might have fucked up.
You might have fucked up? No, you 100% fucked up. But the sad thing is, the sad and horrible thing is that you only think you fucked up because it's directly affecting you. You don't care about the millions of other people that it's affecting in the United States. This is 100% what you get when you ignore that he's a felon. When you ignore when he said, grab her by the you know what. When you ignore that he is liable for sexual assault. When you ignore that he has done scams and he says racist, horrible, homophobic things. This is what you get. Because the racism was there in his language all the time. You could hear him speak his racism every single day, and you chose to ignore it. So yeah, this is what you have to deal with. And it doesn't matter which race we're talking about. Donald Trump only wants white people in this country, and you ignored that. So yeah, you're dealing with it. All my love.
And this is the part. He is bankrupting the nation. I don't even know how MAGA can even support this. I just wanted to say the word D-I-C-K. I don't know how they can support him. Because definitely he just said that he's just gonna cut our debt, our national debt. And he's not doing that. Actually, our debt is growing more rapidly during Trump than there was during Biden. Okay. Also, supposedly for bring jobs back, he's not bringing any jobs back. We are losing a ton of jobs, 200,000 jobs every quarter. We close with record amount of jobs lost. He doesn't know anything about the economy. The people that voted because the egg prices were so high that he only can use the word groceries. Groceries. This is a word that I really like. Groceries. groceries. That man never had a step of foot in a grocery store to buy groceries for himself. I bet he doesn't even know how to buy groceries or how to put groceries in his car. He doesn't even know how to pay for groceries. He never been in a grocery store. He maybe been in a McDonald's, okay, picking up fast food in the drive-thru. I bet you he been doing that before. But he doesn't have no idea, okay, how people on the bottom of the country struggle to put food on the table. How we struggle for we can pay all our bills and have a little bit of money left for we can just at least, go in a Saturday to a restaurant. How we just struggle to just to just do the minimum things that he just does it because he just always been a billionaire. And he bankrupt casinos. Okay, his dad left him $480 million that he completely run it down and have been bankrupt 6 times. So how in the planet Earth, well, I know MAGA live in their own planet, how they can still, some of them support this son of his mother. So stay towards the end.
So let's watch this video together. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. I've got some thoughts on what she's about to say, but I think there's an important conversation to be had here. So let's listen and let's come back and talk about it.
Would I still vote for Trump if I knew then what I know now? The answer is no. And not because I'm disappointed with a lot of the policy or the way things are going, but the cost of that vote and the loss of 2 people that I love dearly, it just was not worth the vote. It was not worth losing 2 people that I was closest to in this world, knowing that we were so close at one point. And I'd hoped after a year that things would kind of smooth over and calm down, but it's just not getting better. I'm heartbroken over the relationship loss. And so if I could go back and undo that check mark in that box, I would. In shock over it, I guess, that an election could have such an impact on such a long-standing relationship. But I would never vote again if given the choice based on what occurred this time. And I feel like everybody should be able to just walk in, vote their values, and vote how they want to vote, and then move on with life. And this election changed everything for a lot of families and a lot of people.
So chat, what you just heard, let's talk about it in the comments. I'm not going to tone police you or tell you what to say or not say. I would ask to keep it as respectful as possible, but I'm not going to do my standard, toss the mic and make this. I'm not clowning this creator whatsoever, but I do think she's missing the point, right? And ma'am, I'm going to tag you in this video because I want to say directly to you, I think you're missing the point here, right? I don't know the full story. You didn't share the full story, so to be fair, I'm going to say that first. But I'm guessing that the 2 friends you're talking about that you lost somehow the policies and the way things are going is why your friends are not talking to you, right? And you say in your video that you would not vote the same way again because of that, because of losing your relationships, not because of the policies or the way things are going, which tells me that you're okay with the policies and you're okay with the way things are going, right? I would venture to guess that that's why your two friends are not talking to you anymore, right? So I think the thing to consider here is that your friends are not talking to you not strictly because of politics, it's because of the morals of your vote and the way things are going for them. Again, I don't know the story, I don't know them, you didn't share it, and that's fair. But I think you're missing the point, because the policies are the problem, right? This was not just an election, this was not just politics, we're talking morals, we're talking real issues that are affecting real people because of real people's votes. And I think that's the disconnect that you're seeing there. The last thing that I would like to say, I don't think the right answer is to not vote again, right? But I think the right answer is to look at your vote, look at how it affected people, and then in future elections, vote differently, right? Because I'm guessing the things that are affecting your friends, they're not affecting you the same way, right? So when you walk into a voting booth, like me personally, I don't vote for what's going to influence me the best. I mean, I'm a white man in America. There's not much from this administration that's affecting me nearly as much as other people. So when I walk into a voting booth, I vote for them. I vote for what helps humanity the most. I vote for what's going to help this country the most. I'm sorry that you've lost your relationships, but I gotta think it's because what you voted for has had an adverse impact on their life somehow, and they have a hard time looking at you as somebody that actually loves them because of your vote. I really hope this helps somehow, and again, I'm not trying to clown you. These are the conversations that need to be had. We have to vote better for the overall good of people, not just for ourselves. And I'm guessing that's where the issue is in your relationship that was broken, right? And for a lot of people, that's where the issues are in broken relationships because of this election. Because once again, it wasn't an election. It was a vote on morals. It was a vote on things that we knew. This was an open book test. A lot of people said that in your comments. So that's just what it was. I hope this helps. I don't know what else. Best of luck to you in the future.
So this is Penny Waters. This is how it started. Now, October 2024, so last year, Penny says, I just voted Trump, baby. And then Penny Waters, November 2024, saying, President Trump, please don't forget about Minnesota when you start deportation. So let's go. Let's get rid of these people. Fast forward to October 2025. This is Penny. Penny saying, Dear Don, I think right now would be a good time for those Doge checks. I'm a 62-year-old widow on a limited income. I really depend on my small amount of food help every month. Yes, I have health issues, so I can't work. Anyway, I voted for you all 3 times. So unhealthy MAGA again and poor MAGA again. These people voted against themselves several times over.
And yes, the MAGA cult, it takes a while to be able to break it, but the MAGA cult is finally revolving. They are noticing they are being alone, okay, because some friends and family decided not to talk anymore to the MAGA cult, and it seems like they are kind of regretting it. We just don't know, because MAGA cult is just weird. They just live in their own planet. It's like I told you, it is just weird. I don't know how, okay, but the country definitely is waking up. Okay, the country is waking up. The country is finally deciding the enough is enough. Okay, and I think the Epstein files is part of what is just waking up MAGA and finally telling them it was just too much. It was just too much. So please don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Help us to support liberal media, subscribing to my channel and giving a like. Okay, the MAGA nuts have all the subscribers and all the likes. So help us to support liberal media. You guys take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.